Manitoba, Canada, June 9, 2026.
Jesus.
He has nothing to do with this.
Holy shit.
I've never seen hail this big before. My car is.
Oh, you're okay. No, we got lucky. We got under here before that shit started.
People in southern Manitoba endured a nerve-wracking several hours on Tuesday, as a series of tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings swept through the region, from afternoon late into the evening. The tornado warnings began around 4 p.m. Central Time and continued beyond 11 p.m. Central Time, with alerts issued for several areas, including Winnipeg on 2 separate occasions hours apart. In Winnipeg, the storm darkened skies, bringing hail and heavy rains that filled underpasses and flooded basements.
Ladies, this is happening right now. Live from East Kildonan. You can see the flood at the end of our driveway. No, ganun.
That storm has essentially just been building itself as it slowly moves to the northeast. Alyssa Peterson, warning preparedness meteorologist with Environment and Climate Change Canada, told CBC News in an interview shortly after 7 p.m. Peterson said the weather agency received 2 reports of tornadoes Tuesday, one near the town of Morris and another in the Sainton area, but they were unconfirmed. The first warnings were issued in the afternoon for the communities of Grunthal, St. Malo and Estepierre-Jolies. Those warnings were replaced by tornado warnings for Saint Anne and La Coulee at 5:24 p.m.
Grabe oh. Ang lalaki ng hail dito ngayon oh. Kita nyo oh.
Most of southern Manitoba was also under an orange tornado watch as a large linear thunderstorm complex was expected to move in from Saskatchewan, the weather agency said. The watch, issued just before 2 p.m., covered most of the province's southwestern corner, stretching up to the western shore of Lake Manitoba and part of the Interlake region. It also included the cities of Brandon, Winnipeg, Portage-la Prairie, Steinbach, Morden, and Winkler. Severe thunderstorms that could produce tornadoes were possible in the weather conditions in those areas, the weather agency said. Strong winds, large hail and heavy rain were also possible.
This is so huge. Look at this one. It looks so cool though. It looks so cool. It's like a crystals in. Yeah.
Quinn Cove was rushing home to Saint Anne from Winnipeg when she said the sky turned a shade of blue she had never seen. She caught a glimpse of a massive storm as she drove on the Trans-Canada Highway near the turnoff to Highway 12. The storm triggered weather alerts in several communities in southern Manitoba Tuesday. The sky was like a turquoise blue, which I have never seen before. It was very bizarre, she said. Cove, who was one of a few people who pulled over to the side of the road to take in the sight, said the storm clouds were in a funnel formation, but she never saw it touch the ground. The system was moving in a circular pattern.
We have the return of Lake Springfield. My neighbors, whose cars are the bane of my existence, they're definitely getting water. And
Hey, what's up, guys? This is our storm for this evening. It's kind of sort of hazy and can't even see a mile away. I just want...
Manitoba Hydro said there were widespread power outages across southern Manitoba as a result of the severe weather, with a post on its social media indicating while crews will respond when it's safe to do so, given the high number of outages, customers should be prepared for an overnight outage. Chris Stammer, a meteorologist with the National Forecaster, said most of southern Manitoba was walloped by extreme weather on Tuesday afternoon with severe thunderstorms, hail and strong winds widespread, including in Winnipeg. Winnipeg was also briefly under a red warning for a tornado, but it was cancelled a short while later. Stammer said hail was recorded falling in Winnipeg, and between 10 to 20 millimeters of rain was recorded, as precipitation varied at different parts of the city. Folks in Winnipeg, we were kind of getting grazed by the storm, and then the storm actually split and part of it went over the west side of the city, where we had some pretty significant hail, but Winnipeg for now, we're just seeing some heavy rain with smaller hail.
Crazy weather. Starting right now. Looks nice that way. Nice.
At least our cars are sort of covered by the...
Stammer said there were areas south of the city that were hit hard. Some hailstones were the size of baseballs, tennis balls, and golf balls. Lots of big hail reports around the city, he said, as the Winnipeg area has been under the fire hose. No official damage reports were available on Tuesday evening, but Sherry Clemmis said she came across debris on the road that snarled traffic on St. James Street near Wellington Avenue.
Look at that shit. It sounds like gunshots. This guy...
Grabe guys, mas dagko karon guys ang kuan oh. Hala.
Manitoba residents said, "We saw ahead of us, the whole side of the building had fallen onto the road," she said, noting people were trying to clear the road. There was debris all over. Weaving in and out to avoid the debris and any potential damage to the car. Clemmis said this is the first time she's come across damage as a result of what may have been a deluge. Members of the public are encouraged to monitor for extreme weather and to continue following Environment and Climate Change Canada for watches and warnings. Tornado watches went up for southeastern Saskatchewan and southern Manitoba ahead of the storms, before tornado warnings were issued, lasting for hours in both provinces. Tornado warnings were first issued in Manitoba just after 3:30 p.m. Central Time, with the first reported twister sighting occurring shortly after. It was reported east of Morris. Man-wall clouds and funnel clouds were also reported. As well, another sighting of a possible tornado was documented near St. and Man and near Oxbow, Sask.
First time this has happened since they replaced this stretch of road, I don't know, 4 years ago, something like that, but clearly everyone is
here. So, yeah, if you would like to leave a comment about